Today's date is June 19th, 2020, Friday. The time is approximately 7:43 p.m. I'm approximately on 22 minutes on my Sony digital voice recorder. I also have a second recorder, cell phone recording going on, and I'm just making a quick inventory. And the intent is to show my brother, my family, that I'm not mentally ill, and that the allegations that I'm alleging and talking to them and trying to inform them about are absolutely real, and that I have the evidence to back it up and the proof, and that they um, I would hope they would refrain from saying I'm mentally ill, and if they're acting on my behalf, they're probably going to get charged for it. So at the last part I left off on for the inventory. And this is also to say, this is going to the attention of RCMP Brenda Lucki, the Attorney General of Canada, David Ledney, and the Attorney General of Manitoba. So I more or less going to send my correspondence directly to them, and hopefully I can get public faces and confirmations that it's being handled in accordance with law, including public fairness as well, right? Um, so I left off here. The last time I spoke off was on the evidence I had against the Manitoba Justice Department, Winnipeg Police, and the Health Department. Over here I have two major incidents, and this would entail the July 7th and 13th, 2017 incident rather, conspiracy by the Canadian government to mislead North America on the Omar Carter Constitutional Court challenge deal. And what that is senior members of Prime Minister Trudeau's government, Justin Trudeau, had misled the public and misled possibly Prime Minister Trudeau, depending on his response after the allegations are put forward, on a cost estimate that can't be compared to any other case in history. And when you do compare it, the cost range is way out of range. You can tell that's the government misled, the prime minister, or in the North America and the United States Army for that matter. So there's that case. I also have a lot of supporting. I made a criminal complaint. I attended the U.S. consulate January 13th, told them I was going over to Division D. I haven't since that time. I have decided that I needed a bit more evidence, and there's been some obvious concerns that have come to my attention, and COVID-19 as well, a lot of things going on. And I have a response letter from the Prime Minister's office. However, I feel that this response letter from request of information is a bit suspicious. A lot of other documents that I have is suspicious, but at least I have the signatures, and I'm okay with that. The second incident would have to do with a major incident at Stony Mountain, and this involves a conspiracy, government conspiracies, if you will, towards me and my brother, my family. Of major incidents occurring on the birth dates of our family. That hasn't been happening anymore, but the incidents that have happened were significant, and they land as far as on the Prime Minister's office, former Prime Minister Stephen Harper. And he made a speech of throne on October 16, 2013. That'd be the birthday of my niece Kiana Hastings. The next birthday from there would have been the April 14, 2014 incident where they tried to murder us in prison there. And there's several other birthday incidents. So that one entailed the Manitoba Warriors, where the prison correctional officials allowed a group of 50 warriors to essentially, they're going to kill us on camera in front of everyone. And from the sounds of it, that's what they just did with my brother, the IP. So I'm not completely aware of all the facts or the factors that may have led to the stabbing. So I don't want to say too much. I've been pretty upset. I'm going through a lot of grieving, and I don't want to say the wrong things about things I'm not sure about as well. I think I already did though, but whatever. So, and these are all original letters here. So this one is from Tim Thompson, from the correctional investigator. He refused to investigate the September 16th stabbing of Jordan Morcott. Again, I think that was another conspiracy incident on behalf of the government, and me being the guy that I am, I caught onto the activities, and I was forced to defend myself. That resulted in Morcott being stabbed numerous times. Yeah. The please, this is a signature of Brent Taylor, I won't mention his involvement. I'm not alleging that Brent Taylor acted in any kind of organized crime or corruption in this case whatsoever. The reason his letter and signature is here is because this adds evidence to my allegations of my timeline and evidence of proof. But I just want to be clear, absolutely 100% clear, that Brent Taylor in this letter has nothing to do with the allegations of RCMP corruption and organized crime. There's nothing there with this Brent Taylor. It's just for evidence. The second letter, this is an incriminating letter against Attorney Tara Walker. It will be evident in the last as many as 10 years, the police, RCMP, courthouse, and other agencies have participated in conspiracies to commit intimidation and harassment on me, starting on the dates of May 7th and 9th and April 12th. And these, again, the latest one would have been with Tyler Hastings and Sherry on the Mental Health Act forms, the May 9, 2018. And the latest incident with human trafficking with Darius also occurred on May 9th. And he was, so I'm led to believe these are government instigated conspiracies. My family, Tyler and Sherry, are obviously associated to them, and they're committing crimes, not fully being aware of what their agenda or intent is, but they're intending committing crimes to assist them in their conspiracies that they may not be fully aware about. So, but I'll be alleging Tara Walker is heavily involved in organized crime and corruption involved in my case, and I'm going to be pursuing charges and restraining orders, anything to do with her or my family for that matter. This letter is from the Commission for Public Complaints. I forget which file. This letter, or signature rather, is from my court sentencing from a Cheryl Pollock. I've actually met the woman one time. In 2018 or 17, I believe. So I know her by face, but that's her signature. And she confirmed that she was Cheryl Pollock, so I actually know who she is by face. And she was a nice justice. And there's also emails. These are my emails. A lot of descriptive evidence and graphic evidence of my allegations of all these incidents. These are faxes that were sent to Stony Mountain shortly after the May 7th, 2013 sentencing hearings. And this would be the warrant. This is all illegal. There was no laying of an information, so that's a conspiracy to send me to prison for the April 14th and other incidents. But this case has gone as far as to Ottawa twice, right here. That would be Lori McDonald, Senior Acting Deputy Commissioner for Corrections. So she's Ottawa. She'll be implicated in government corruption, depending on what I'm able to prove through government policy, what they have violated and neglected. I may be able to prove that Ottawa, so this lady and another office, acted as an accessory to organized crime involving a conspiracy to commit murder on me and my brother in prison. This complaint is supported by the original letters and documents that I saved while I was in and out of prison. I save everything. I've always been like that my whole life, and look what it turned out to be for my allegations. I think the other phone just shut off. I'm trying to... Oh, right here. And the original signatures for this, right there, are actual inmates that I got to sign that were there. So it's to say that I need witnesses to prove this case. I already did. I already proved it when I made the complaint to Ottawa, and Ottawa should have been ethical to the point of pushing the Mounties for charges or for some kind of legal action on an incident or disturbance that big and that chilling. And again, I think my brother went through another one in May 24th with another group. So the evidence in my allegations and timeline is supported by my actual evidence and pen signatures that I received. This also extends to the RCMP, and I'm going to be associating this possible response letter associated to the Darius incident. And I could be wrong, but this should have went to the professional standards or responsibility. It was a complaint about the April 14th incident, but it went over to the Integrated Child Exploitation Unit. And I won't get into it that much. There could be an explanation to that, or this could be part of harassment. I won't get into too much right now. The Darius incident, I'm convinced that was a major incident, a conspiracy level incident, and the police are probably scrambling to trying to explain that one, unless they're going to say I'm mentally ill. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them. But I made complaints to the RCMP several times to the, and this is the letter. This one concerns me. I'm putting this in as a conspiracy associated to the Darius incident. This when I made this complaint, when Dwan turned up deceased, she was found panless. When I made recent complaints, this Darius incident was about to occur, and I think of Darius's name, and I think of a man that from my past, Mr. Ferris, and I wonder everything that I've been through, everything that I'm uncovering here. I'm wondering if they designed that incident to profoundly affect me and Mr. Ferris. I don't know. As in, look what we did to the both of you. So, I don't know. I don't know the facts of that, but that's what I'm starting to think. I think it was a pretty high up hit there. So, but May 9th, this was signified on this one. There's a few other documents. So, even the Manitoba Justice Department has confirmed that they didn't receive any files on the April 14th incident. So given that that was a conspiracy to commit murder on me and my brother with organized crime, the Mounties, the Civilian Complaint Commission, Ottawa, so the correctional investigator, and Corrections Canada, along with the Prime Minister's office, because there's an incident with the Quanto, the man who killed the EPS dog. So this case is a major case. It goes as far as Prime Minister office, and it's just not one conspiracy. It is several major conspiracy tied in by Canadian government officials and organized crime. So I'm going to be asking for, and I'm going to be like I'm pursuing this stuff. This is real allegations. These are actual conspiracies to commit murders, attempted murders, aggravated assaults, courthouse corruption, organized crime, police corruption, government fraud. This stuff is real, and I'm pursuing it. I don't know all the facts yet, but I am pursuing the bulk of those allegations. And right here is the Manitoba government and City of Winnipeg. The Manitoba Ombudsman Office has also provided incriminating letters and responses in respect to my allegations of the May 13th incident, and this is what I've built up on the May 13th incident so far. So in the Manitoba government, the ombudsman is going to be implicated as an accessory in obstructing justice as well. So government corruption on their behalf. Same with the Human Rights Commission, and this is also to say they're manufacturing, forging government documents. A lot of that's going on. But this is against the City of Winnipeg. I suspect that signature. This may be lawyer corruption involved in. I think that may be Sherry, my sister-in-law, former one, Sherry Hastings, committing those activities. And I just wanted to show again that those notebook scribblers, those are a lot of it. I'm behind quite a bit. I have my recordings, but I slow down because this turns into gold for some people, I think. I'm not sure. But I'm going to start a third video, and this is going to have to do with the human trafficking, and this is what I'm going to be sending to the Attorney General and Premier's office, asking for a witness relocation right away. Hopefully, within the next week or two, or maybe even by the 13th, I'll be happy with that. I can soldier on until then as well, as long as nothing bad happens. But this is what I'll be sending. I'll make the third video because I'm there.